In Deliver at All Costs, you are a courier working for a family logistics company in 50s America. And you're Winston Green, a farm boy with a familiar face, a short temper, and a mean set of driving skills. Unless you're me, then you have a shocking set of driving skills. The whole premise of this game is you're driving around this beautifully realized town in like a semi-isometric way and performing ludicrous delivery jobs as a humorous narrative play. So you kind of get two silly jobs a day. The game core design is based around the physics of the world, and so all of the delivery jobs are designed to disrupt that core gameplay mechanic of drive a little car around a little town. And it really does excel at it. Your very first job when you launch into the game is go and pick up a set of fireworks. And of course, my initial thought was like, if this is GTA, it's like, don't bump into too much stuff or the fireworks will blow up. The fireworks immediately start going off and destroying the town around you. The entire world is destructible. You're meant to drive through buildings. The fireworks plant themselves in the ground in front of you as like landmines that you're not meant to drive over. And they just muck up everyone else in town, pissing off the neighbors who can kind of come up and run and try and pull you out of the car.
It's actually just footage taken from Sydney motorway right now.
Hey.
except with 3 feet less water.
Yeah, exactly. On a sunny day before it started raining. This is an example of a mission where you're driving around with helium balloons that manipulate the way that your driving feels, and when you go off jumps, you float in the air.
Sick.
It's just gag after gag that is about putting a spin on the way that the physics of the driving game works. Yeah. You get enough time with the car at the start of the game to get a sense and a feel for it, and then it pretty quickly starts just disrupting that, and you realize that is the game. The game is, how do we make it hard again? And all of that really works. There's also like a layer of this, like, I think it all works because it moves really quickly, and that's tied into this kind of narrative of intrigue. The family, I'm not sure if they're up to no good, but they just seem like colorful characters. Maybe it's like mobster work. Your character has a like mysterious past. People recognize you when you deliver to them. They're like, oh, I know your face. And you're like, no, I just have a familiar face. But you're clearly a very skilled engineer. You were a rocket scientist, probably for the government.
You're saying that as like I just crashed into the curb?
That is our very talented engineer who was building rockets for the government, I believe. Now is the excuse for why you can put cool upgrades on your delivery vehicle.
Right.
Putting a crane on with duct tape and a little wrench or whatever. So that's kind of like the progression in the game is built around how you upgrade your delivery vehicle.
I love when there's unnecessary explanations for things like that.
Totally, but it's all done in kind of that 50s like white picket fence, nuclear family tone. People who like the Fallout tone will get similar vibes here. It's not apocalyptic, but it's got the same kind of like Cold War America tone. But what does kind of need work, and I feel like this is a bit nitpicky because the core game works really beautifully, but some of the dressing around that is lacking polish, and it's just a small team. So it's the cutscenes aren't they are voice acted, but there's no lip syncing. There's not a lot of animation in them, and so there's bits of it, and there's like you can see an idea. There's always a gag, and there's decent direction to them. You see the idea, but the execution is fast and kind of slapped together as opposed to really refined. Yeah. And I think if they were given more resource, this game would be brilliant. In all facets, but right now it's just brilliant in the core game design, and that's enough for me. I would like to see the end of this game and see if that story pays off.
Really? I did not expect that with this game. Like, I get what you're saying. It's like they've sort of wedged that happy-go-lucky 50s story in there because it serves its purpose, but I didn't think that
Again, it's because it's all woven together.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I care about the story, but the story's happening so quickly because you only spend 10 minutes with each physics gag in the car.
Yeah.
I delivered a Marlin that I had to take and get painted white so it was a mythic
white marlin and then deliver it to an aquarium, right? It's like
Right.
there's a dumb gag and then there's a story beat and a dumb gag and a story beat, and that cadence is really good.
Yeah, it's because it's interesting that like it's got that Untitled Goose Game Chekhov's list of like, you know, just that should be enough for a video game to say, now do this dumb thing, now do this dumb thing. Like, this is a fun sandbox. And I'm saying I appreciate that they've gone further with it. It's interesting then to say, because this kind of draws parallels to the Precinct I played last week. It's like that game played really well, and then they had this kind of half-cooked story and characters and stuff that if they didn't have it there, I'd probably criticize the game for not having.
Yeah.
But it's in there, and it probably needed a little bit more polish. So I felt like damned if you do.
I felt like it was like empty a little bit.
Yeah, and so I think it's good that this is there.
Totally. I think this would... My sense is I can't play the game without those story beats. And Shameful Manny was saying they're skipping the cutscenes because they go on a bit. I think they're funny enough to warrant listening to, even if you're not really watching them for... You know, there's camera direction, there's interesting choices, right? There's creativity in it all. But the execution is just okay. But the writing I find good enough that I want it, because I think that, again, the pacing of it is good. It makes it less of a shallow experience of a checklist. Where a game like Untitled Goose Game succeeded at being a checklist. I don't know that this game, because it's designed around... You could argue that Untitled Goose Game is about creating chaos. This game just is chaotic. And so I think it needs moments of... I guess like reserved,
Grounding.
funny, but just some grounding between being chaotic, and is effective because of that.
Yeah, I saw trailers of this and just thought this will be a level game. There will be a level select screen, and this level balloon level, this level explosive level. I just that's all I expected from it. So I'm really surprised to see that there are, you know, more traditional narrative elements in what look like just a level by level wacky driving game.
There's I mean, you very quickly start exploring the whole map, but it's regioned, and they're quite distinct regions. There's kind of like the port, there's a volcano, there's the really steep, it's called the steps, it's like really steep streets, so you're doing fun jumps off stuff. There's the industrial area. You're getting a sense of this place, and you're moving through it pretty quickly. And there's things to explore. You can get out of the car and run around.
I was going to say, is it Sandbox in between missions?
Yeah, it's like there's also no punishment. Like, if you fail at a corner in a mission, it just sets you at that corner.
Oh, okay.
So it's not, there's no...
Risk.
Yeah, well, there's never any punishment, so it's always just asking you to have fun, which I love. But it lets you get out of the car. There's no clock. You can just do it. You can get out of your car while you're on a mission. There's not like a deliver in 5 minutes, gamer.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's like, I'm not getting paid enough for this.
Yeah, exactly. Deliver when you're ready.
Yeah.
So you can just, as you're exploring, be like, oh, that's his intro. I'm going to go drive off this cliff, or I'm going to go get out and climb that ladder and get on the rooftops and jump around. You do a platforming puzzle and you find a secret. So there's stuff like littered through the map. It's not a huge map. I think it's going to be like, you know, you spend 6 hours with this thing and you get a sense of everything it has to offer. But yeah.
It's giving me like elements of GTA and some other games with like LA Noir or whatever.
Totally. I mean,
It's
it's
a
the
genre,
same,
yeah.
same time. This is like just drive to the top of the hill. Oh, there's a landslide. You know, like it just will. There's always something.
Throw something at you. Yeah.
I think a crazy taxi game would thrive with this sort of
Totally.
gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, it's I think this still looks fantastic, and I don't want to poo-poo the fact that, like, I'm a little turned off at now knowing all of that when I thought this would be a complete, like, arcade game. That's what I saw in all the trailers. I'm sure it is still a really good experience if I played it, but yeah, it's funny. I just did not see that coming with this.
So I'm the exact opposite, where we kind of saw the early. Look at that, like crushing of the car. It all looks so good. The first trailer was like, oh, that's just an arcade game.
Yeah.
It could be fun. I've played a million games like it. And then the most recent trailer was like, it had the story beats in it, and I was like, oh, there's something more to this. And it's like, you better get that marlin to the fisheries by sundown. It's like, oh, well, now I'm in.
Narrative.
The aquarium is betting on you.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.